All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I know some of you are like, I thought you weren't coming on tonight. No, I wasn't, but what I was going to do tonight, I just didn't feel like going. So, and I was going to do what then? Sit home and watch TV, so I might as well shoot the shit, make some money, and that's that. So, anyway, Kimberly, thank you for the 5x5. Dan, Patrice, thank you for the 5x5. Cowboy, Chris, Brian, Ozark, Uptech, Tony, Groundhog, Occult Prepper, Elaine, Sorshaw, Mr. Landfill, Tom Tom, Raccoon Eyes, Highlander, thank you for the 5x5. Tia, Maria Jackson, Kate, Michelle, 1 second, Dobie, Tanya, Jan, Crow, Let's Go, thank you for the 5x5. Jeffrey, Mike, Mimi, Krista, Lynn, thank you for the 5x5. T is here. Water Tiger, Blackbird, thank you for the 5x5. Jerry, Carly, excuse me, thank you for the 5x5. Brian, Scott, Lolita, Last Days, Renee, thank you for the 5x5. Don, thank you for the EBT by Snap. Nancy, thank you for the 5x5. George, Cobalt, Vegan, thank you for the 5x5. Vegan, I'll get back to you in the email later tonight, but apologize for not getting back to you sooner. Observation, thank you for the 5x5. Captain, Kathy, Godzilla, Lori, thank you for the 5x5. Vegan, I'll get back to you. All right. And Prep to Adapt, Maria, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Ronan, Deanna, thank you for the 5x5. Patriot, Bush Pig, Buffalo, thank you for the 5x5. Did I miss anybody? Lori, Red Fox, Chunky, B, thank you for the 5x5. All right, so we're going to talk about this debit crisis thing a little more in depth. Listen, I saw videos earlier this month. I didn't really think anything of it. You know, that people were saying that their EBT was going to be canceled. And I'm like, all right, what's the likeliness of that happening? And then I started seeing all the threats. So that's why I made the video I made yesterday, right? But there is new information on something that, if this does happen, if they don't give these people their money, which I hate saying it that way because the way a lot of people are behaving online, the way a lot of people are posting these videos on TikTok and Instagram, Vision, I got the package. I didn't open it yet. Thank you. And thank you for the 5x5. And just the way they're behaving, it sounds like we're giving into terroristic demands. Because people are like, if I don't get my money, I'm gonna do. That sounds like you're threatening people for cash. That's exactly what terrorists do, right? They start making these demands, and if their demands are not met, they're going to enact this action, whatever that action is. Now, I find it funny, guys, that there is a solution on the table. I just read about it 5 minutes ago, and we're going to get into that in a little bit, that solution in a little bit. But it seems like they don't want to, and I said this in my video or live stream, I talked about having an emergency meeting just to get these people their money. Again, every time I say that, it sounds odd. It just sounds weird. It's like, well, if we don't want these people to act a fool, we better give them their money. And this is how they're always going to behave. That's the dangerous part about this whole thing. It's the entitled behavior behind this. And that is what bothers me more than anything in the world. Besides the fact that you're not supposed to wholeheartedly depend on the government. I think a lot of us understand that and know that are on prepper channels. Whatever prepper you follow, whatever conspiracy theorists you follow, we're all under this know that we're not supposed to rely on the government. These people are wholeheartedly relying on the government. And these videos, I am gonna do a video on the, I don't know what channel, the Angry Truth of Prepper. I'm going to show you some of the videos that I'm seeing. And some of these videos are bizarre. Just their reaction, and you people work for us to pay our food. I have to feed my family, and you guys have to work. And I'm like, that's not the problem. That is not the problem. Is we're still working. The government's still collecting our taxes, and they're not doling out the taxes where it needs to go. And then all of a sudden, it comes to government shutdown. That's the problem. Anyway, we could donate a lot of spam to these people. That might work. Ugh, gross. That is fucking shit food, man. I'd rather lick the side of a sidewalk than eat spam. But anyway, not the point. So, these comments that are being made, the self-snitching, they're even threatening to assault store owners, or rather, store workers, if they get involved. Now, yes, should store workers jump in the middle of some shit and be like, no, you're not taking my... No, absolutely not. But the fact that they said they were going to go hands-on, that in itself would make me want to get involved. Right there. Mackenzie, yes, the internet has changed human behavior, without a doubt. I mean, listen, there are a lot of things over time that have changed the human behavior. The internet sped it up far. I mean, listen, like, just some of the videos that are out there, I don't understand people doing certain crimes, and like, you're being watched. Everything you do, you're being watched everywhere, and people are still committing crimes. People are in fact doing self-snitching videos. Ha ha ha, we just robbed this dude, punch punch punch, and then they beat up some little Asian dude, and then they video it, and then they put it on World Star so that they can get famous. I didn't understand the videoing and assaulting people until somebody put it in perspective of they're trying to get famous. Even though it might land them in jail, but if they can get famous, for a little bit and make some money, that's what they're willing to do. So beating up on an Asian dude is your answer to that? Like, you could do a million things to make money and be famous. Hell, you could be like that idiot kid who was doing pull-ups on the side of a building and died. Right? I mean, you could do dumb shit like that. But to start to take your frustrations out on somebody else, dumb. Dumbest thing in the world. So, it's bizarre, man. And everybody is saying what they're going to do. And the thing, again, it sounds like, Jihadi John, he's like, if my demands are not met, I'll blow everything up. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. It's just in a different tone. Whether that's a Southern accent, or a Texas accent, or a Midwest accent, or Chicago, it's all the same. They're just like, well, if we don't get our money, we're gonna do this. And I'm like, why say anything? I'm not siding with them, but if you're going to do some shit, do it. Don't announce it to the world. Don't make a video about it. Don't fucking smirk and wink into the camera like, because then you're gonna get caught. And when you get caught, that video that you did is going to be admissible in court. All right? Because you put it up for public view to see. And now everybody knows you were that idiot that did what you did. Yeah, William, I don't understand that. That's the most bizarre thing in the world. People like, I'm going to take from aisle 9 at 7:30 p.m. at night, and I'll be at aisle 9 taking the Pampers. Like, you're giving them a roadmap to what you're going to do. Oh God, the stupidity. I just get tired. I get tired of navigating stupidness. You just do, and then sometimes you just want to step on somebody's heart. Just step all over it, crush them, because the amount of stupidness that we have to navigate is insane. Yeah, Tom goes, every time you think you're prepared, the government throws a monkey wrench into a sound plan. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, there are people even threatening to rob people coming from supermarkets, or, go into your car and take stuff out of there. Like, I don't know what they would be taking out of your arm seat. Like, what are they... I have no clue what they're thinking in regards to going into your car. And then what? Taking the change out of my little change thing there? What are you gonna steal a whole $1.50 and then do what? Buy a pack of gum? They're like, my kids gotta eat. First of all, your kids look like shit. They dress like shit. They got dirty diapers. But meanwhile, your nails are done. Your hair is done. You got a nice gold chin. You got fresh kicks. But your kid's swallowing and shit and piss. But you're using your kid as the excuse as to why you need that money. Get bent. Cobalt. So there are a lot of people stating that they are going to join. There are people that are already starting where they're going to meet up should they not get their money November 1st. So supposedly, through the grapevine, if you will, if the money is not in their account November 1st at 9 a.m. or whatever time these people decide to get up and check their phone, that's when they start their nonsense. So I think I'm off November 1st, so I'll be like floating around the city waiting for chaos. I made the comment about chaos, and somebody's like, "You're waiting for people's kids to starve?" No, but since you put it that way, okay. Like, I don't know if they thought I was gonna be like, "No." Listen, these people had more than enough time to get a job. They were given these notices October 10th. Now, granted, jobs are not falling off trees out there, so I do understand that. But there are a lot of other avenues you can go down, and the rumor of this happening was actually initiated when they talked about shutting down the government. They were talking about not getting November or possibly December. Now, where this affects us is that when we go outside and we go shopping, that's why I'm advising people to buy whatever you need now. Not because it's not going to be there, because you might have to contend with people that might want to take shit from you. And especially if you're a chick. If you're a chick, they're definitely going to press you. That's just a fact. They're going to press you before they press me, right? They're going to press some little white, skinny Auschwitz-looking dude that's all like, I have to get home, like they're going to press him before they press me, And that's, again, that is just a fact. They're like, do I take this guy who's possibly going to throw haymakers, or am I going to take this old-looking, Jewish Holocaust survivor dude? They're going to take him, hands down, right? Always going to take the frail first, right? They won't. There's some women they won't even take on. That bitch is built like fucking, Lawrence Taylor. I'm not going to fuck with her, but I'll fuck with this bitch. Meanwhile, she looks like Blanche from Golden Girls. That's who they're going to go after. They go after the weakest first, and then when their back's against the wall, then they start moving up the ranks, right? Then they start going, all right, we gotta get this, we gotta get that, So, yeah. So that's why I suggest people right now go to the stores, stock up on whatever you need, so that you don't have to do it in case this stuff goes down. Now, this is an if, guys. This is not definitely going to happen. I stated that in my video that this could happen, and it might. I'm going to state that now. And I'm going to state that now more than ever because, again, in light of some new information I just came across, even if it doesn't happen next month, December 1st is a whole new reset date if the government doesn't go back in by December. Now, again, rumor is that it can go into the new year, which there was a reason for it, but I couldn't remember. It was some sciencey, mathematical, political double back cross stabbing in the ribs, smacking each other, high-fiving each other behind the scenes because they're causing this chaotic. It was some kind of weird, like, conspiracy theory behind it, that why they would wait till the new year versus, like, just going back in now and getting it squared away. Again, none of these politicians are for the people. Here's the other reason why. Democrats keep blaming Republicans. Republicans keep blaming the Democrats. But instead of like the Democrats folding, going, you know what, we got to give this up and that up to get this open again, they should. The Republicans should do the same thing. All right, these knuckleheads, they want X, Y, and Z. Let's just give it to them. Right? It's a simple solution. But because ego's in the way and hatred's in the way, this is why they're not getting anything done. It's not because they're not able to get to a deal. They just don't like each other enough to do it. And they hate the American people even more. Because they're probably sitting by going, how do we get rid of poor people? We stop their SNAP card benefits and we watch them go after each other like a giant gladiator match. Again, that's conspiracy theory. That's, me just talking shit. Someone states low-key stocking because my family refuses to eat out-of-date food. I think it's going to make, they think it's, because I think it's going to make them sick. It's not going to make them sick. Listen, don't get me wrong. If the out-of-date food's like from fucking 1975, yes, you risk a chance of killing them all. But if it's within the last few years, no. I've eaten Chef Boyardee, from I think my latest was 8 years. I think the longest was 8 years, or maybe longer than that. 8-year-old can of Ship Boyardee, and I had it at the firehouse because it was in my locker for that long, and I had it and it was fine. I had a couple of cans of that stuff that was old. It was fine. You're not going to die. It'll be okay. Granted, you look for signs of like a swollen can and all this other stuff. You'll be fine. But outdated. I would say probably 5 years to play it safe, and especially all the preservatives they put in it now. RJ says I'm old and disabled, but I have he's strapped basically. Gene W says I can't eat out of date food. Listen, that's a mind thing. If you can't eat out of date food, that's all in the mind. I can eat that shit all day and never get sick. Again, it depends on the status of the food as well, right? You have to keep that in mind. Billionaires are getting it. You know what? Because this is probably going to be like the Hunger Games of the ghetto, They're going to have fucking Jamal and Shamama fucking wrestling over, a packet of Kool-Aid. Yes, I'm being racist tonight, so buckle up because it's going to get stupid ugly. But that's the kind of shit that they're probably looking at, going after. The watermelon's out of season anyway, so no one's fighting over that shit. But the last box of cornbread, get some, This is what we're going to, that and they're probably all of a sudden going to turn their sights on cigarettes, though they're not supposed to get it with their EBT cards. They're going to go after that. Listen, some of these stores, again, if they don't see their money, a lot of these stores are going to be ransacked. I mean, destroyed. I hope they do not burn their stores down. They just empty it out, but whatever, Yes, ghetto food games. That's exactly what it's going to be. Shaquila and her crew, Jamal and his crew, little Tay Tay and the club. It's going to be stupid. And the one thing I'm wondering, what if gangs get involved? Like, what happens if gangs get involved in this nonsense? It's going to be a bloodbath if they get involved. Students might be banned from... Listen, the amount of shit that's going on in this world today, it's crazy. I do not understand what is going on. I don't get it, man. And we have to be prepared, guys. We have to be prepared for whatever is going to happen. Now, again, that's why I'm stressing for the next 40 minutes, right, that I'm stressing, go to the supermarket tomorrow and get what you need. Stock up on everything that you're going to eat. Don't get Spam unless you're going to use it as a weapon. That's the only time you get Spam. Outside of that, get everything you're going to eat. It's not like the power's going to go out, so you can stock up on meats and perishables. You can definitely stock up on all of that. Put it away accordingly. If you decide to go shopping during this chaos, make sure you have something on you. That's all I'm going to say. You can fill in the blanks from there, guys. But just make sure you're ready to rock and roll. Going shopping now will prevent you from going shopping later. Right? Or during that chaos. Or becoming a target. You do not want to become a target. A lot of people are like, I don't mind. Yeah, don't be a target, man. Did you say those? Listen, stock up on what you need. If that's ammo, stock up on ammo. If you gotta, square your shit away, square away your trauma kits as well, because you might need it. You might need to help somebody else out. You might need to get involved. If something's going down and you see an unfair advantage, and you feel like you have the upper hand and you want to get involved, get involved. Things are gonna go. Again, that's if this happened. There is a big IF in this. Just keep that in mind. I know some people are going to be joining in and be like, he's talking about ending it all. No. There's a giant if. And again, I'm going to tell you why in a little bit, why there's a giant if. But for moving forward and for everything that is happening, this almost feels deliberate. It almost feels like they're doing this on purpose. Because, the government can be like, all right, we can't allow these, and then not Thanksgiving and not Christmas, we can't allow these people to starve to death. So let's make it happen. Meanwhile, I know a lot of people are pissed that Trump tore down the East Wing carport of the White House. And yes, the East Wing was a historical landmark. It should not have been torn down. Carport or not, it shouldn't have been torn down. That's a different story. The amount of money that the taxpaying dollars is going into that could actually go into the SNAP benefit. In fact, if we stop donating to Israel, there's a lot more money available there. If we stop donating to India during the government shutdown, that is, there's a lot of money there. That money can go into the SNAP program. Now, again, the way these entitled losers are behaving, I don't like the fact, guys, that these people are making these threats. And they're like, if I don't get my money, I don't like it. But nonetheless, if there is money available for them to get in on this, then yes. Money available for them, then they should give it to them. But all of it, and people like, you don't understand the economy, the money doesn't work. Really, it doesn't work that way? Because I'm tired of watching American money leave this country to go to Ukraine, Israel, India, China, other countries like Venezuela or what was the other one? Not Venezuela, sorry. The one with the crazy Donald Trump South American version of him. I'm tired of this money leaving and going everywhere else except for where it needs to go. All right? That's the more bizarre shit. Billionaires donated. Billionaires donated to what? The ballroom? I don't care what they donated to. The ballroom should have never been. The carport should have never been torn down to make a ballroom. I'm sorry. I think that's just dumb, but whatever. Listen, there's a million other things going on right now that needs to be handled. In the ballroom, Argentina, thank you guys. And a ballroom is the last thing that this country needs right now. We just don't, right? Yeah, right. Listen, we're donating money all over the place. Argentina, like he wants to give them what, $20 million, or maybe it's more than that. Might be more than that, right? But why are we donating this money everywhere else? Again, you take that money, go, you know what? Let's pause Argentina, Israel, and India. And India, because India is becoming a new tech hotspot for building technology, right? For building like iPhones, computers, and things like that. And so they're giving the Indian government like all of this money to, I guess, get past licensing to certain factories. And it's like all this backhand, $40 billion. Thank you, JC. $40 billion, right? It was $20 billion, and now he's doubling it. It hasn't gone through yet from the last time I read, which was yesterday or 2 days ago. It hasn't gone through yet, but he's looking to give him $40 billion. That $40 billion could fund the SNAP program. Right in there. Obviously, there'll be some people are definitely going to get less money, but nonetheless, yes, it'll. Man, did that rhyme? Anyway, you can make it happen. Listen, it's all bullshit. And people are like, yeah, but this account doesn't jive with that account. It's bullshit. American money is in in America. You could move money around. It's like having a bank account. I have 5 different bank accounts. I move money around accordingly wherever I need it. Right? Oh, I got to pay this bill. Money goes into that one. I have to pay this bill. Money goes into that. You move it around. It's not that fucking hard. It is not rocket science. But somehow the elites or the Republicans, if you will, who like to hold on to our money, they always sit there and like, well, we can't do that with this money. It has to go to this. It needs permission for that. It has to go this way. Just fucking make it happen. Stop with the fucking double talk and excuses. Make it happen. Still, not the point. Point, guys, is that this is probably going to go sideways. Snap cost $99.8 billion in 2024. Thank you, Lisa, for that. Wow, that's a lot of money. So maybe the $40 billion could help for 2 months then, if it's $99 billion for the year of 2024. Still, there's a solution for everything. Listen. We can figure out a lot of things on this planet. A lot of things. We could solve a lot of problems. But we choose not to because I think chaos is always in order. People listen, like I said, I like chaos. I thrive in that shit. It's like going to a fire, right? We thrive in that environment. That is why cops certain cops like high-speed chases and shootouts. That's why some military guys like going into battle. It tests your skills. It tests it tests everything about you. Going to war will test every bit of you, every bit of man of you to go into war. Running into a burning building will test your nutsacks like you wouldn't believe. That's why we like that shit. That is the chaos that I like. That kind of shit. Yeah, do I want to watch a kid starve? Not really, but the parents have options, right? And the parents can, not that they can go back to work easily. They really can't. They can't just like, hey guys, I'm here to work today. No, I mean, it doesn't work that way. And not in 20 days, right? 21 days, actually, sorry. Not in 21 days. I mean, yeah, you could. You want to work on an Arby's or Dairy Queen or Target. Hell, man, you could put on a white helmet and stand at the front door of Target and greet people in. They got that position open. That position's open to everybody. Anybody can do that position, right? Thank you for coming to Walmart. Everybody can do it. That's an easy one, right? But no, these people like, what do I look like working? How dare you tell me to work? I don't need to work. You guys work for me so that you pay me so I can feed my family. I'm like, what the fuck did I just hear? The amount of entitlement that I am hearing is bananas. Bananas. I mean, it's just the threats and the things that they want to do to the store workers if they get in the middle of it. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, listen, guys. If you're still like up Trump's ass and thinking he's like the guy, you are sorely wrong, and you seriously need to pull Trump's cock out of your ass, because he is a part of the machine. He is no different than anybody else who's out there. All of these politician guys are a part of the machine. If you have not noticed that all of these people do the same ritual, same exact ritual, every last one of them. And listen, I hate this part. I hate this part what I'm going to admit. But Mamdani gave the best answer out of all New York City mayors that are running for mayorship here in New York City. They asked, the moderator asked them, where would you go after you won the mayoral race? And all of the candidates said they would go to Israel. One guy said, I would go to my 4th trip to Israel. Another guy said, I would go to my 2nd trip to Israel. Someone said, I would go to my 1st trip to Israel. He goes, I'm going to stay in New York because New Yorkers are here. And I'm like, I don't like this guy. I do not like this guy. But that was the best answer anyone's ever said. I still don't like him. I'm not going to be like, thank you, Brian. Exactly. Two wings, the same bird. That's exactly what we're dealing with. But some reason, people are still thinking like Trump is better than Biden and Biden's better than Trump. No, man. They're fucking us every way they can. They built this nation of entitlement, guys. These politicians. They built this nation of entitlement. People have this attitude and people have this way about them because for years we were feeding them, giving them this money and telling them that they don't have to work. It's okay. Oh, man, you're a single mother with 8 kids? We'll feed you. And do not get it twisted, guys. The number one offender here in New York City on welfare or the SNAP program, Hasidic Jews. Just throwing it out there. Number one offenders. Not blacks, not Spanish, Jews. Hasids, anyway, excuse me. Number one offenders of that shit. Everywhere else, it depends on the demographic. But here in New York City, they rise to the occasion. So I don't know what they're going to do or what their position is, but yo. Max, you know what the crazy shit is? Every politician has gone to Israel and kissed the wall. Every fucking last one of them. Not every, 99% of them. There has been 1% of them that refuse to go to Israel. Refuse. Every last one. Trump won. His daughter, Biden, the guy from Argentina, he just went. He's kissing the wall and crying. The Mexican president, she went there, kissed the wall. Everybody goes there to kiss that wall. I'm like, yo, what is this wall? Is it made of sugar? Is it a sugar cube? Because I like sweets. I don't like it enough to kiss a wall. But then I would be like, okay, that makes sense. Someone said not Macy. Macy went to Israel. I saw it wasn't AI. It was him crying like an idiot. He was like, I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by the wall. I was like, get bent. Yikes, I have to unsubscribe. Jimmy, unsubscribe. You don't have to announce it. I'm not gonna be like, Jimmy, don't go. Don't know, Jimmy, no. Fuck out of here, dude. People do not get it. You do not get it. Politicians are in on this shit and they're in on screwing us over. Look at the amount of taxes that they keep creating for us. Both sides. You think taxes are like, they don't talk about it with each other over coffee? They get out on the stage, because it's all a stage to them. They get out on the stage and they sling mud at each other. Then they go behind the scenes and they go, how are we going to fuck the American people up? We'll come up with new taxes. And we'll act like we don't like it, and then you guys will back it, and then vice versa. In a couple months, we'll come up with something new. They're always creating a new way to fuck us. They never get rid of taxes. They add more taxes to our bullshit. I mean, and people sit there and kiss these politicians' ass. That's the crazy shit. You got people that think Mandani's going to save New York. You got people thinking that Cuomo's going to be an excellent mayor. You got people that thought Kamala Harris was the great choice for America over Trump. They're all a part of the system, man. All a part of the system. And people sitting there like, no, he's the best. That's because I don't want to say it again because it's disgusting thinking about guys blowing him. But my point is we got to stop putting these politicians on pedestals. We got to stop. They are ruining this country. And that's the bottom line. Everything they do, guys, it's for them. It is not for us. If it was about the American people, we would have made a stand and been like, yo, you're not taking this money and going there. You're not giving this country that money. You're not giving them $40 billion. You got to keep it here so we can support our people, the American citizens. Report Jason to Africa Trump. Please, the other day somebody watched my video with Erica Kirk, and they were like, I have to report you for misinformation. I'm so sorry. I was like, wait, why are you notifying me that you're going to rat me out? Like, what am I? There's nothing here I'm going to say that I'm going to apologize for later. Nothing. Because I generally don't give a shit, and that's how I feel. Now, granted, if I'm like wrong about something, like information-wise, and I'm wrong, yes, then I'll apologize. But like, oh, your misinformation about Erica Kirk, I'm going to have to report your video. And he made it sound like they were going to take it down immediately. So I just replied, give it your best shot, with laughing emojis, which is like, stupid, but whatever. And this is just the society we're dealing with. Everybody thinks they're going to like rat me out. And I'm going to be like, oh no, don't rat me out. No. There's something bigger at play. And that is just the bottom line. Something way bigger at play here. And we're all sitting here going after each other for some shit that they're creating. They're creating this division all the way around. Whether it's here in the United States, in the UK, in Germany, in Australia, New Zealand, China, they're creating this division so that we keep at each other and our attention's on one another and not on them. We keep falling for it, man. We keep falling for it all the time. But because I badmouth Trump, you're going to unfollow me? Kick rocks, man. Kick rocks. I don't care. You can't. This channel is not about sucking any politician's dick. Not at all. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's fucking Trump. I don't care if it's fucking Kamala Harris. Definitely not Kamala Harris, that idiot. She was like the worst vice president in the history of vice president. Not the point. The point, guys, is that this division is created to keep us focused on one another, so that we can keep hating one another, so we can keep calling each other liberals and maggots, whatever the hell that is, right? So we can keep creating names for ourselves, creative names at that, right? And that's what it's for. And meanwhile, they're like, all right, the idiots are fighting amongst each other. Let's do this, that, and the third. They're fighting amongst each other. Let's hide the fact that this asteroid or meteor or comet that's probably alien tech is flying by and sent a signal to Earth. I looked up, did Three Eye Atlas send a signal? Not the wild signal, a signal from Three Eye Atlas. And Google AI said yes, but, and then started its mumbo jumbo excuse. So now we're not focused on Three Eye Atlas, we're focused on each other. I was just like, what in the actual fuck, man? But yet we sit here and we argue and we complain about shit that one's not going to change until we get all the current politicians that are currently sitting in office somewhere out of the office. That includes Trump. We need an entire new regime. Not these guys that keep passing the torch or the baton to one another. It's bullshit, man. Bullshit. But somehow we all fell into the nonsense. Grateful Preps. If you think President Trump has leverage on Benjamin Netanyahu, you're retarded. You are absolutely retarded. And I'm talking about short bus retarded. You know, beep, beep, I'm going left. That's you. If you think Trump has leverage on Benjamin Netanyahu, you do not understand what's going on then. You're completely lost. Benjamin Netanyahu used Epstein to get every last politician he possibly could on Epstein Island, videotaped whatever they did, and that's why they all flood Israel every time they get elected. You don't know the half. I thought you were smart, but apparently not, and not after your random rants of all the other shit you got going on here. I'm like, you got some crazy shit going on here. Trump administration is not fucking Ukraine. Administration's not fucking funding Ukraine. Yes, they are. Why? Because he said he wasn't? They're still giving him money. Why do you think he's so quiet now? What's his name? Zelensky. Whatever. I'm tired of the retards. Retard Timmy. Yep, we got Dickface Johnny, Retard Timmy, and Mobutu. Mobutu's going to be, begging for money soon because the shit that's going on in, what is it, Michigan? Minnesota, I think it is. It's bizarre with the whole Somalian thing. Crazy what's going on out there. They said something Somali, and I'm thinking Somalia, the country. No, they're talking about, is it Minnesota? Is it Michigan? I can't remember which state. A red cap. Again, these people who there's a guy in my firehouse, for example. He's up Trump's ass. Up his ass. And he's always making excuses for him. But he has a look on his face like he's not buying it. He's not buying the bullshit that's going on. But he's just like, I have to protect Trump because I voted for him. I voted for him too. And you know what? Made a fucking mistake, man. He said, froth, is that how you say it? Frothate? You think you're awake, you're not. I'm more awake than most. Froth, however the hell you say that name. What is that? Frothy? Frothate? Whatever. But, Michigan. It's Michigan, what's the other one? Minnesota, right? Minneapolis. That's what it is. Sorry. That's what I'm thinking of. Right? It's Minneapolis that has a big, Somalian, fucking towelhead people. Them, running around skinnies. Right, that's what they call them. Running around fucking doing dumb. But I don't want to get into that. But anyway, the lesser of two evils is still evil. Thank you, PAMT. That's the crazy shit, man. That's the crazy shit. These people, they don't understand that. I thought, like I said, I knew we were going to get a different president. I said it in a bunch of my videos last year. We were going to get a different Trump. I knew that, but I didn't think this Trump was going to be that bad. Little Somalia, Minnesota. Okay, Uptech, thank you for that. Not Minneapolis. All right, roger that. Restore justice. Exactly, man. Exactly. They're just in everything. They're in everybody's way. I'm just like, what the hell, man? And we're all going after each other. Listen, you make a dumbass comment like Trump is, stop, go to bed, eat a Snickers bar and go to bed, because enough already with siding with these politicians. We cannot side with them. Listen, I refuse to side with anybody's politician. Refuse. he has leverage because he's bombing Iran? Why do you think he has one administration official after another babysitting him over there? No, that's not how it was working. We bombed Iran, not. Are you and Grateful Prep and Jerry? You okay? Because we bombed Iran, and we bombed Iran because. Okay, so froth date is like, so if you think you're awake, you must likely are asleep. If you could speak English, I would appreciate if you text me correctly. I could play that game too. Anyway, guys, not the point. The point, guys, is that all of this stuff can go away. It can go away very, very fast. It is not rocket science to create peace. It really isn't. Though Hamas are assholes, but I also have a theory that Hamas is Mossad or Mossad trained agents. That's why they do what they do. Because anytime peace is bestowed upon the Middle East area over there, all of a sudden somebody is violating it. And Benjamin Netanyahu, for the last, 30 years or 20 years, has been saying that Iran is going to spin up some nuclear weapons. 20 years or more? All those videos of him saying they're going to get it in days, they're going to get it in days. Like, he's been saying it for fucking ever. Enough already. But again, here we are. Trump's working very hard to benefit the... Yeah. Trump is working very hard to benefit the USA. Grateful Prep NJ, I'm going to tell you right now, next year, he's going to disappoint the shit out of you. If you are who I think you are, you're holding on to hope, like you're white knuckling it right now. You're like, no, Trump, no, right? You're like that person. You are going to be disappointed next year. I promise you this. Just mark my words at 9:44 Eastern Standard Time on October 23rd. You are going to be disappointed. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, guys, so let's talk about what I just found out about, by the way, the SNAP contingency plan. So yes, this might happen, not that it's going to happen, but there is a SNAP contingency plan. So there is actually money to cover November's benefit, explained Ty Jones Cock. That is one hell of a name. Let's not make fun of him just yet. With the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, what we need is the administration to gain access to that money. She said that there is an estimate of $6 billion in the SNAP contingency fund that could provide partial benefits to eligible households should the shutdown continue beyond November 1st. There is a contingency plan. There is money. There's only $6 billion in it. Meanwhile, he wants to give $40 billion to Argentina. Okay? $6 billion doesn't cover all, but it covers pretty much 2/3, she explained. We'd rather get families pretty close to having zero starting in November. The Center on Budget and Policy Priority is also calling on the USDA to use discretionary authority to transfer funds like they did with the WIC program benefiting women and children, and pursue any other available legal authority to augment the SNAP contingency fund to fully fund the benefits for November. This is where things get not bad, but more interesting. If the shutdown goes into December, the contingency fund is empty. So hopefully by December, they'll be opened up. If they don't open up in November, that is. But by December, if they don't open up in December, they will not open up till 2026. And things are going to get really, really bad, like really fast. So again, keep that in mind. The USDA spokesperson did not answer our calls, as they normally do, on whether the department plans to use the SNAP contingency fund to provide partial benefits to eligible households should the shutdown continue beyond November 1st, or whether the USDA plans to use discretionary and legal authorities to help fully fund the November benefits. Now, again, This is an emergency. This isn't one of those things where you go, you know what, guys? The government's closed. We can't help. That is not a thing. That's not even a thing by a little bit. So this is an emergency. This is I would dare to say this is a national emergency, because these people are gonna act like savages, man. And listen, a lot of people, if this happens, a lot of people are gonna get hurt. A lot of people are gonna. They were talking about burglarizing homes. They were talking about burglarizing cars. They were talking about attacking store employees if the store employee gets in the way. They're talking about ransacking stores and meeting up or converging, on Walmarts and Targets and whatever big food chain store they have in their area. That's bad. And again, they're already starting now. Though maybe they started a couple days ago, but I just got wind of it 2 days ago, right? So let's just say October 20th, they started their nonsense. More videos started coming out. There are people warning us about this. You got one lady, she was like, I missed the first time they riot. I think she's talking about the George Floyd riot. She's like, I think that I missed that. I'm not going to miss this one. I'm going to get mines. She put a Z on the end. Mines. I don't know what mines is, but I know what mine is. But anyway, not the point. Yeah, so apparently if you get in their way, they're going to punch you in your mouth. Not sure what a mouth is either. I know what a mouth is. I don't know what a mouth is. I'm going to punch you in your mouth if you get in front of me. Again, they're throwing threats out there to everyone. Everything. You better pay. You people work for us. You people work for us. I'm going to show you the videos. I'm going to do another video on. I'm going to show you some of the videos and the things they say. You are going to be amazed at the entitlement. Who are these people? The low class, Negroes, white people, Spanish, that are threatening, okay, to do bodily harm to people. I'm going to punch you in your teeth. Nice one, Red Cap. Yeah, I'm going to punch you in your teeth. Now, what is a teeth? I know what a reef is. I don't know what teeth are. I know what teeth are. Or a tooth. I don't know what tooth is. You tooth? I'm going to punch you in your tooth. What is that? What does that mean? Remember when one guy was arguing, this was a couple years ago, was arguing with him, he was saying dumb shit. I was like, yo, what the hell's a mouth? Can you, what's a mouth? He's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I speak English, so what is a mouth? You know? He's like, fuck you think you're better than me? I think I speak better English than you. You know? I'm gonna punch you in your mouth, okay? Word of mouth. That's the word of the month. Mouth. Anyway, not the point, guys. The point is, everybody needs to stay on their P's and Q's. Things are probably, if, big if, this doesn't get funded by November 1st, there's going to be problems. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not mind, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. If I pissed you off, hit the thumbs down. If I didn't piss you off, hit the thumbs up. It helps out with the algorithm and all this other bullshit. YouTube, guys, is, by the way, falling apart. I might start making a move to develop my own website. I know you guys, a couple of you guys said it before. Sarita has mentioned it a bunch of times. I might have to do the what you call it thing, the online website thing, and then start doing shit there, because there's a lot of YouTubers that are complaining about what YouTube is doing, and all of these like mishaps that's going on is insane. So I might, I'll still be on here, but I'm going to have a contingency plan, if you will, for in case this collapses. Because I don't know what YouTube is doing, but man, they're going down the shitter. And if you're not a top tier earner, you're really in what you call it. You're really in a bad place. So just keep that in the back end. Not Patreon. I don't want to do Patreon. I might just have like my own website and do shit from there. Like live streams and shit like that, or special live streams on there where I can say what I want to say, and then do the normal live streams on here like I'm doing. I don't know. I gotta think the plan. I gotta plan this shit out a little better. But anyway, yeah, guys. Like I said, this could get bad. Not that it will, but it could. We don't know what to expect right now. Buffalo Nomad. I have Discord. I am barely on it. There's somebody on my Discord. I think he like took it over. He posts a lot on my Discord. You know, post prepper shit, which is good. I'm barely on Discord, but I might have to start getting familiar with it again. You can start your OnlyFans page just to keep your sleep shorts on. Oh, just to keep my sleep shorts on. Yeah. No, thank you. OnlyFans, like, forget about the chicks that are, like shaking their asses and doing all kinds of shit. Yeah, they take a large part of your what you call it too, man. Like you gotta make it on. You know what? I watched an OnlyFans documentary. They were talking about like the good and the bad with OnlyFans, and there was a couple on there that looked like the Crypt Keepers. Both of them. They were the most unpleasant looking OnlyFans people I've ever seen. They were all like, they both of them. They were just like, you know what I mean? They were weathered, okay? Like, they were like weathered white people who fucking hike and eat granola and shit. But anyway, they had an OnlyFans account, and they were like, they're making something like 60,000 a month or some shit like that, or 40,000 a month. And I'm like, those two, horrendous people to look at. Like you're like, oh no, it's like yuck. It's like a train wreck. But there are a lot of train wrecks on OnlyFans making a ton of money, and everybody thinks that they can do that. That's the problem with OnlyFans. That's the problem with YouTube. That's the problem with Instagram. Is that everybody thinks that they're going to make it like that, because you watch a lot of creators make it. You don't see how many people put in. Violet Sky says swingers. I guess they are. You don't see the work that goes into it. I mean, a lot of you guys know the work that I put into this and other channels, but a lot of people don't see the hard work. They think that this shit in front of them was immediately, I started making fucking money right away. Absolutely not. Took me years to make money on here. And even then, the roller coaster's been up and down. It hasn't been, yes, 5G Trevor, 1% make it on OnlyFans. Well, no. The 1%, where the fuck I saw that that what you call it, 1%. Oh, faceless YouTube pages, channels. The faceless channels, 1% make it, 99% fail. 99%, or is it 98%? But it doesn't matter, it's super high, right? With OnlyFans, if you have a niche, you can make it depending on what you look like. If you're looking to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start a YouTube channel on prepping, you got to pick a niche within prepping. Like my fitness channel, my niche is everyone over 40, right? That's my niche within a niche. Ed Lee, not really. Isn't Canadian Prepper at like 1 million subscribers? And what's that other chick? The skinny, the white girl, the snowflake, the snow white girl. She's got like 1 million or some shit like that. She's in like Saskatchewan or Scandinavia or some shit like that. What the fuck's her name? She wears glasses. Forgot her name. Anyway, you got a contingency plan. Well, my contingency plan is also my photography business. There's that as well. That's my contingency plan. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, guys, to make it on here, it's not hard. It's just steady work. Yes, Lily, Survival Lily. Thank you. Yes. It's just constant work, right? You just gotta keep plugging away at it. But everybody thinks that, like, some of the videos I watched on girls who used OnlyFans, they thought that they were gonna shake their ass and boom, the money was gonna come raining in. And I found that older women who do OnlyFans, they last a lot longer and they do a lot better because they know what to expect. Younger people, whether it's a man or a chick, they don't know what to expect on OnlyFans. So they think it's going to be this money, but they don't know the bad side of it, the rude side, the assholes, the dudes that show up at your fucking home. They didn't know about all of that. Older people know the repercussions to a lot of things and expect repercussions to a lot of things. But anyway. Yes, Virginia Bushcraft. I was speaking of Survival Lily. Snowflake. She's in Austria. Same difference. Saskatchewan, some fucking, lily white place. But, yeah, man. It's Austria, Germany, same difference. It's all the same, dude. White people eating granola and hiking. All the same. But, this is YouTube, meaning you are content controller? Well, YouTube controls the money you receive. There was a guy, before we go off the air, I just learned, I think Sarita told me about this, a guy who was demonetized from his channel because he made an innocent move. And he wanted to use his business bank account to transfer the money, the YouTube money, the checks we get, the money that goes directly in our account, direct deposit. He was trying to put it into a business account. So he was switching accounts. YouTube flagged him as a fraud, and they locked him out of his account. They demonetized his channel, and he has $20,000 sitting in his account, and they won't let him get to it. He says that it's going to take him about another month or so. YouTube plays this shitty game. Oh, it's going to take us a month to get this done. No, it's not, man. It's a flick of a switch. Flick of a switch. YouTube plays this game like everything they do takes forever. That's why when you start a YouTube channel and you start making money, you have to have a backup plan. An exit strategy, rather, to get off of here. To fucking kick rocks, right? Anyway, with the last 2 minutes, guys, make sure you have everything you need come November 1st. If you want to go out and watch the shit show, do it from a distance. I guarantee you guys, if you film, you are going to get attacked. I'm going to film because I can handle myself. But if you cannot handle yourself, do not film. Do not be out there if this happens. If is the key word here, guys. If this happens. With the contingency plan that they do have, there's a side of me, a naive side of me that says, I can't see them letting this happen. I think they're probably going to go back, meet in the next couple of days, and pass this through. That's the naive side of me. The other side of me is like, this could happen. And if it does, it's going to get ugly. So just be prepared. Make sure you have what you need. Make sure that you don't have to go shopping for a couple of weeks. Firefly, coming up to the Catskills soon. I need a spot to go. I need a nice camping spot to go, and I'll go. Because I need to go camping. I can get the fuck out of here. We got to get out of this city. But anyway, I'm hoping that the shutdown does end, before all of this goes down. Because if it doesn't, it's going to get bad. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, guys, like I said, just, I'm going live on the Angry Truth channel tonight. Yes, I am. I'm going to be talking about something. I'm going to be talking about something very, very, very stupid that I read. I'm going to read the article. I'm going to be super vague. But for those of you that are interested, head over to the Angry Truth in like 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about, it has something to do with the arm ticket and curing cancer. I could not believe what I was reading. I was like, wait, what? So I'm just going to read the article. I'm going to banter a little bit, and then that's that. Other than that, guys, I will be seeing some of you guys next Tuesday, I think. Right? Next Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. Right? I'm such the liar. I told you guys I was going to be on tonight. Boom, here I am. Surprise. But either Tuesday or next Wednesday, and then definitely Thursday or Friday. Right? Probably Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Oh, no, not Friday. It's Halloween. So probably Tuesday and Thursday, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Right? Your accent sounds similar to Don Lemon. Thank you, dickhead, for that comment. But Don Lemon made a comment the other day, and I agreed with him. I don't like that dude. I think he's a bag of shit, but he made a good comment about, I think it was Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. He made a comment about Benjamin Netanyahu, and I was like, fuck. You can't, sometimes you got to agree with your enemies. Sometimes. In that case, he was spot on. But anyway, but you aren't gay, of course. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Cassell, whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see some of you guys on the Angry Truth channel. Yes, Firefly Farm, this is the best camping weather right now. I love this kind of weather, so I'm all in. I'll try to find a spot up there, and I'll let people know that I'm headed up there for a hangout, whatever. I don't fucking know. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. See some of you in the Angry Truth channel. The rest of you guys, enjoy your weekend. Thank you. I do not fucking sound like Vin Diesel. Fucking herbs.